50 years, bright day that a lot of us never thought would actually be here, and it still kind of feels like we're not even ready for it. So we did the best we can, got a lot of moving parts to this. Ron, you ready?
Yes, so.
All right. Okay, with that, I'm going to turn over to the fire chief.
All right, thank you all for being here to celebrate Ron's retirement. There's a lot of people that came bearing gifts today. So the first round of several rounds of honoring Ron for your over a century of service to the city and the department. We're going to start actually with Herman Bishop from the Retirees Association would like to say a few words, so we'll start with Herman.
Thank you, Chief. I see my friend Ron, and I have to say he's getting old as I am. Ron, I happen to be his first district chief. And all his good experience, I want you to know I passed all that stuff on to him. That's why he's such a good guy. Lieutenant Ron Herrera is retiring from the fire department after serving 52 years with the fire department. He joined the department in December 17, 1973, and he was a member of the 24th Fire Cadet class. He trained at the old Fire Academy over on 1610 Kate Carson Southwest, adjacent to the zoo. And was your training 8 weeks?
Yes.
8 weeks, that's how long mine was as well. And he did the typical things that fire trainees did, but we didn't have 4-inch hose, had 2.5-inch hose. And during his training, he laid miles and miles of 2.5-inch hose, and they jumped into the live net, which you don't have anymore. And that was a scary experience, but if you didn't jump from the 3rd floor, you didn't qualify as a firefighter. And of course, I'm sure the modern guys go through the smoke room. We used to go through the smoke room, and Ron did, and they would make you breathe that hot, acrid smoke until you thought you were going to suffocate. And finally, they would let you put the breathing mask on and get a breath of air. Now, that wasn't to punish anybody, but it was to let a firefighter know what a real fire was like. There was no rescue squads, no paramedics in those days. We had rescue squads that essentially do what paramedics do. And Ron and I were both part of the rescue squads before the paramedics come in. He came in first when they had just built new Fire Station 15, and his first officer was Captain Santos Abeta and Lieutenant D.A. Myrie, experienced officers. They took Ron under his wing and broke him in and taught him all the stuff that young firefighters should know. Not too long after that, he moved to the old Station 2 at High and Silver. I had just been promoted to district chief out of Station 3 there at Girard and Central, and I was Ron's first district chief. And boy, did we have a lot of fires on South Edith and Broadway and Walter and Edith, and we had some pretty good fires down there, house fires, brush fires, and we even had 1 or 2 fires at St. Joseph Hospital then. But we had quite a experience over there running up and down at night, and it was a good experience. I enjoyed working with Ron. He was a real nice fellow, very cooperative, and of course wanted to do what the chief asked him to do, and he was a very good, competent person. And from what I know, been a good, competent person all the years he's been in the fire department. His record, of course, 52 years is quite unusual. We did have some fire members that was close to him. Our old Fire Chief Art Westerfield, who served 40 years, Mayor, as chief. Can you imagine 40 years? He spent 47 years as the fire department, and I'm sure he would have served longer, but unfortunately, he died of cancer in 1962. His able-bodied assistant, Chief Milton Grandy, served 47 years in the department. Lieutenant Ed Lucero served 42 years, and one of our former chiefs, Simon Seligman, served 41 years. Now, the reason they served that long, we didn't have much of a retirement in those days. And they never thought about retiring. About 1964, we had a class action suit with about 10 Albuquerque firefighters. The city and federal government mandatorily retired them at age 62. They didn't like it. They filed a lawsuit. And they won the lawsuit, but they had to take a physical every year in order to maintain on the job. Most of those fellows stayed another 3 or 5 years and they finally retired. And then, fortunately for my group, we got a good retirement system. And Ron is going to retire under the best retirement system we've had. And I wish you best. And having retired, I was really apprehensive about it, not sure what to do. But after a week or two after I retired, I got my house in order, kept my wife happy. She was still working. That was one success of us. But I kind of got used to it, and I like retirement, and I still like retirement, even though I'm connected with the fire department through the retirees. But I wish you well, my friend, and I think of you with a good service and how you work for me, and I appreciate you very much. God bless you, my friend.
Like I said, Ron means a lot to a lot of different people, and Randy runs our fleet division, and I'm going to kick it over to Randy, who also brought a gift for you today.
Ron, well, congratulations, and I only wish I could get the time that you spent in this department out of those trucks, because it would be great. It would be great. In honor of your retirement, this here is a wall plaque for you. This here is the original engine turn decal that was put out when the Albuquerque changed their decal, and it has your name on the bottom. Congratulations.
All right. So now we're gonna, on behalf of administration, we have our plaque. So a couple of things, and I'm going to have to tell a couple of stories about my time working with Ron also, which I think we're all going to have to do. But we also rounded his it up to 53 years because this man has accumulated so much leave for early retirement. We're giving him that credit on his plaque. So we have you for 53 years. And I am confident that no one is going to break that record. But so, I mean, we talk a lot about our first time working together. I'm brand new in the department, a couple weeks in, and I'm sure we all share a very similar story where I float to his station and I'm terrified and I'm trying to be busy, and it's a slow station, so it's really hard to be busy at the station. And he basically invited me to sit down and have coffee with him, and I thought it was a trap, and the crew assured me it was safe, and we shared coffee maybe 2 weeks on the job, and got to know each other. But then when I really got to know this man, I was a newly promoted lieutenant and not very long on the job, and our Chief Downey is here, so I don't know where you at, Chief Downey. There he is. So I was given a directive, I was in professional development, that I had to teach Officer 1 to everybody in the department who had not taken Officer 1. And I'd been an officer for about 2 minutes, and I had a class. Frank was in that class. And I had to teach them Officer 1, which is very ironic because I didn't know how to be an officer. We calculated over 300 years of service in that class. They were so welcoming to me as that new lieutenant. Ron brought me an apple every day. But that, you know, I think we all have that similar story of Ron. It might be a little different, but it's that personal touch that he gave when he worked with you, whether it was the one time you floated in and you never worked with him again, or for his crew. We have a lot of people that have come back to celebrate you that are already retired, that were part of your crew. So I think that's why this room is so full. We want to thank you for your 53 years of service. We want to thank Martha and your son for letting us have Ron for as long as you did. And we're very thankful that we can let him go and enjoy that retirement that Herman talked about. So thank you for 53 years of service. We have your plaque here. That's another gift for you, but thank you for the gift that you've left on our department. Oh, and I still have my football, yes. They all signed a football. And it's in my office that I've got all of, again, 300 years of service signed on that football. So, yes, so thank you.
He was great.
Next one. I'll take it back from you. All right, now we're going to hand it over to Vice President Greg Montoya from the Local 244 for our next.
All right. Well, you have a great turnout here, Ron, so that speaks volume to the type of member you've been to this department. It's always a pleasure to present these acts to our members. So Ron, 52 years of service. That's just unheard of. He's been a lieutenant longer than most of us have been in this department. And here at 21s, we had that second alarm fire at Corrales, and back when I was a young driver, so we had some good times here. And was. And so I just want to tell you guys a little bit about these axes. So we have his 52 years of service, and which we also recognize as an AFD and a New Mexico record. So congratulations on that. We have his years of service. Lieutenant Ron Herrera, and AKA the Kern is his street name, which is probably more better known by. And then we also have his man number, which is 76. So he's the first 76er right here. The original. So if you guys don't know about the man numbers, for all you don't, this just signifies your tenure with the department. So most of us in here are 4-digit. We have some 3-digit man numbers, but to have a 2-digit man number is just unheard of. So Ron, congratulations. We want to wish you the best with your family. Thank you for your 52 years of faithful service and dedication to the City of Albuquerque and the fire department. We wish you the best, man. Thank you.
Family. So I'm going to hand it over to Mayor to roll out the next surprise.
Okay, so let me just make sure with Emily I know what it is. Okay, all right, and give a second. Okay, all right, we got this down. All right, so a couple of things. First off, I have never been at a retirement event for any city employee, 50 years plus, let alone a firefighter. And it is truly an extraordinary milestone. And I was thinking about too, you have to make all these age jokes. You said most people haven't been in the department. I don't think most of the firefighters were even born. I wasn't either. So, one of those spires in St. Joe's, I was St. Joe's baby, so thank you all. So, it's 77, so. But we know that truly, when you think of legendary members of the fire department, and we've honored a few, we've heard from some actually, but to be here today with you is another sort of AFR, AFD back then, Hall of Fame moment. There is no question, after breaking the record, which we all believe will never be broken again, that we will always remember your work here and your tenure here. And we want to make sure that we do that in a formal way. At the city, we call it our Stories of Us project, which is really making sure that we're telling the stories of the heroes, big and small, that keep us safe every day, but also just do the good work of taking care of the city. And so that's why we have a special recognition for you here and a dedication really of this bay and a plaque that we're going to unveil for you here in just a moment. And I want to just highlight a couple of other things to put this in perspective. Ron was a graduate of the 24th cadet class. We're on cadet class 103. And so you, 104, oh my goodness, look at that. So, you know, we've like lapped you, I don't know, 4 times over. But I think in between that though too, there's the service at this station. So you started in 2008, right here is what you told me. 2008 just at this station, and that's actually when it opened. So you've been here since it opened, right? Close, okay. Maybe we had to wait for a bid, right, to get you there at that time. So that's also why we wanted to be here, and also I want to commemorate in particular this particular space in this bay for you. And lastly, I just want to share, many have shared the different ways that Ron has touched their lives, obviously through things like the Academy and working together and keeping us all safe. But I will also say I've had the fortune of bumping into Ron here and there. And you know, what has always stuck out is one, just your belief and optimism in our city and our department. And also, he follows politics really well. We're not going to talk about politics, but he gives me a little advice here and there. Tells me what's working. Maybe says something I can, you know, talk about a little bit more, something I can talk a little less about. But I really appreciate that, and especially after going through the department for so many years, I know that's coming from a vast reservoir of expertise that I will never have, and I'm going to miss running into you here and there. So I hope we can find a way to do that, whether it's over coffee or through the retirees, because we know you're still going to be active in all sorts of ways. And so I'm grateful also to have gotten the chance to know you a little bit over my youth years. Thank you so much. You got it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of turn a little bit to where this jacket is nondescript hanging from a hanger. I wonder what could be behind it. So, well, Ron, come over here. Behind the jacket. I love it. Oh, this is a great idea, my friend. So, we should kind of gather around. Hold on, before we do anything. Usually this is kind of a fun picture. So maybe Ron, if your family, if you want to invite your family up here, and we'll put them right here in the center. Ron, why don't you stand here? And yeah, go ahead and stand here. You can help us unveil this plaque. Yeah, but what you kind of want to look, Ron, scoot just that way a little bit, because you're going to help me, Ron. If you can get your hand up here, we're gonna unhook the hanger and unveil it. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Here's what we're going to do now. I think we want to dedicate something else. But before we do that, I think we should pause for Ron to say a few words. And then we'll do next. Let's do that. So, whatever you're up for, we'd love to hear from you.
Well, I've certainly enjoyed the career and the great people that I've met and worked with. And I'll never forget them, and quite an honor seeing Chief Downing come back, working with these young men, my chief, first chief, and so appreciative of you doing all of this. I don't know I deserve it, but I sure appreciate you. I'll definitely miss all of you. I will definitely miss you all. And I love you all. Thank you. I really do. I love you.
One more surprise, Ron.
Yeah.
So everyone just kind of shift a little bit. We're gonna all come to that side of the pumper. And I'm sure you always better. So, all right, Ron. So, one more surprise here. So, this is a new tradition for us, and this is something that goes back to World War II, and when pilots and crews would put their names on the plane, and nose art, and it carried on into the trucking industry when old school truckers would put their handle or their name on the door. And what that signified was that bond that I think firefighters share between these trucks and the apparatus, the things that we rely on, and that bond that gets created with these trucks. They become part of the crew. So we kind of did some thinking about what we could do to honor Ron and the truck and your time in this space and your seniority. You know, Ron is our most senior man. That comes, I mean, it's a title that not many people get to earn, and Ron's earned it. And so for that, we're gonna put his name on the door of the truck. Really, if you want to come up here, we're gonna get this done. This is going to carry on when this apparatus gets replaced. We're going to stick it on the door of the next truck, and the one that follows that. I can't think of a higher honor than we could give Lieutenant Herrera.
Looks like it was always there.
It will always be.
Say a few words, Ron.
He did when
Did
you were
he?
on the phone, but you
Oh,
can say
okay.
more if you
No,
want.
that's okay. Do you have anything else?
Like I said, I'll miss you all, and I love you. Been a fun ride. Where's Teddy? Been a good ride. Phil,
You guys want to get there?
been a good ride together.
Head.
Where's Phil? Is he on?
He's ready.
Miss you, John.
Ryan.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming to honor Ron. You're always welcome back to visit anytime you want. I'm sure everyone's going to want to see you. So thank you very much, and thank you to your family again. And thank you all for coming out.
Thank you.